everybody, and welcome to part 2 of the very serious official.
There's Steven Bomb!
You absolute egg wipe.
What episode happened today?
You egg wipe. I
do not wipe eggs unless it is, like, for money.
I have a formula here that you gotta work with the formula.
Okay, fine. Do your scientific formula. I don't care.
Okay. Well, today we are very seriously discussing the episode of Steven Universe that came out as of tonight, a few hours ago.
Dude, it's his birthday!
Called Steven's Birthday. Now, here's the thing. This is the second episode in Steven Bomb 4. And
it is.
Ryan and I here, otherwise known as Team TV, are going to be very officially, very seriously discussing it.
Heck yeah!
All right.
I can't believe Steven pooped himself.
That's the big emotional thing about I cried.
That was the emotional climax of this episode.
I cried.
Okay, real talk though, I didn't know that Amethyst was the
Neither did I!
Talked.
I had no idea!
Like, whoa, guys snipe me like that?
That caught me off guard.
Just like, what the fuck? Did we just go Pee-wee's Playhouse on this shit?
Okay, well, this episode was a weird... It was
definitely...
a
bit of a weird, I've heard people say already that it takes a lot from the Too Many Birthdays episode, and that it sort of has the more common theme of, like, don't sort of make yourself grow up. You have to, like, get maturity when you're ready for it and stuff, which I can definitely see in this episode as well, but it seems to be...
I think, there definitely are parallels to it, and there definitely are similarities, and I can see why you'd take that from it, but I feel like Too Many Birthdays was more like a moral in terms of like don't force yourself to grow up, whereas this is like it's okay if like you aren't seemingly as like developed as your friends or whatever are, or something like that, because I feel like this is definitely kind of like a puberty metaphor.
Definitely. Very, very puberty allegory.
I mean, they did the whole facial hair thing, which is like a huge puberty.
Yeah, lucky
trope.
Son of a gun got it when he was 14. I didn't have to shave till I was freaking like 18. Like, what? Steven, stop being such a hunk and making me jealous. Speaking of hunk, that pink button down is amazing, and I would wear that to the library and back. But, okay, back to serious conversation. I've talked about libraries.
Specifically to the library. Okay.
Yeah, specifically to the library. I actually thought I was going to go a bit of a different direction, which I kind of saw hinted at one point. I want to say it was during, like, the Full Disclosure episode or something where... I don't think it was Full Disclosure, but it was the episode where, like, Connie and Greg start to bond a bit, and they're like, yo, team human beings.
Yeah.
And I thought it was going to be, like, the separation between, like, team human beings and like, the gems having these superpowers that Steven doesn't have, and I was thinking it was going to, like, dive sort of into how Steven's all, like, alone as, like, this one thing that no one could expect, and on one hand, that's super cool, but on the other hand...
I definitely did. There definitely was a hint of it in this episode. If anything, there was a hint of that. When they were talking about him in the van. I feel like they're gonna keep kind of developing that. And if not, I feel like they should.
Yeah.
Because that's so interesting. And that's definitely been building up for a while now, because he is so unique and he is so, like nobody knows what he is, because he's the first being ever to exist like this.
Yeah. And not to mention, they kind of explored that this time with Steven saying, so what, maybe I can do this? You don't know my life. Maybe I can be stretched out and there won't be any negative consequences. I'm the only one to be like this. Maybe I can.
Yeah. So and of course, that was a bit of a jab, but it's also like, maybe, I mean, like...
Yeah, like...
we don't know.
Well, it's more exploring because, like... It's sort of... It almost came across as, like, a negative response to me. Like, he's saying, dude, you can't do that. And it almost came across as, like, I can do whatever I want. You're not my real mom, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which is weird seeing from Steven, because he definitely isn't that kind of character, which is why the whole breaking apart and not feeling belonging, I feel like he won't get a lot of angst out of that, but I don't know, I could be wrong.
I mean, It definitely is. Like when you kind of when he's sitting there and he's like listening to freaking Greg and Connie, and they're like, "Oh yes, team human beings," like that really does it like rips him out of this thing because he kind of considers himself a human being in a way. You know, he has all these human friends, and you know he looks like everyone else, save for like the little gem on his stomach, and it's like that is very kind of. It's very isolating and it's very exclusive, you know. And I can see why that'd give him some grief because it's like, oh, I'm like these people are kind of acting like I'm not as close with them as I thought. I kind of was very slightly thinking that they were gonna go a different route and kind of keep him a bit like older looking like that for at least a little bit. I feel like it's so weird, like, watching Steven Universe now after having it be gone for that long and then, like, having, like, Gravity Falls in the middle of it. Because it's like, all the episodes feel so short now.
Yeah, definitely. Because it's like, here, a bunch of half-hour episodes of Gravity Falls. Now let's get a little snippet of humanity in the freaking Steven Universe. And I was actually having a conversation with a friend about it, saying, man, the fact that these things are 15 minutes really sucks. And at first I was like, yeah, there are definitely downsides, but there's a ton of upsides to it, too. Because, like, if you have a 30-minute episode like Gravity Falls, yeah, you can explore a bunch of different themes, but then you'll have an episode that seems more unfocused. And if they focus on one, then it's a lot more concise, but you're still only focusing on one. With Steven Universe, you can very accurately point your way towards one thing twice over the same time that Gravity Falls can do it once. It may not go as deep as Gravity Falls, but it still can go over a very large number of sort of points. And with a show like Steven Universe, that's definitely helpful, because with sort of developing the world that is Homeworld and all of that shenanigans, you need to have a lot of time to establish all of this stuff, and the way they leak it out bit by bit is super interesting.
Yeah, Steven Universe definitely does benefit from having the shorter time slot in the sense that it keeps itself focused. Every episode, while it does always, not always, but while it does a lot of the time feel kind of short, and like after it's done, you're like, oh, really, that's it? You know, you watch it again and again, and you realize, like, oh, it's better this way because they don't have room to sidetrack themselves. They don't have room to really get distracted. They have a specific goal to accomplish, and in that time slot, there's only so much you can do with that, and they make the best of it.
So he turned into a baby. I think it's kind of interesting how he like stretched out the powers too far and then accidentally went true baby mode, which I think was, I don't know.
Yeah.
His eyes, he looked cute.
It was like a rubber band effect.
Yeah, I mean, not to mention Garnet taking care of baby was cute.
I was not thinking they were going to go that route.
Yeah, like, that was definitely a little out of left field.
I was like, this is odd.
Yeah, like, well, that definitely happened. Oh, and one thing that was kind of big on this episode is the shipping. Okay, but really though, they're cute as heck, and
really,
I don't want anything to break them apart ever.
Ever. She freaking put her head on his chest, and I was like, "You."
Steven's having fun.
Let me pull up that
Steven's
picture.
having fun. .jpeg.
Steven's having fun. .jpeg.
I'm assuming you're pulling up Steven's having fun. .jpeg on the screen.
Yeah, I did.
Oh golly.
Oh, I just thought of something terrible. No.
Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
It's an inappropriate joke.
It's a joke that one would find on the likes of Family Guy.
Well, in that case, I don't want to hear it. Also, one thing that should be mentioned that weirded me out a tad. Connie's head is really freaking big on the scene.
Oh my god, yeah, I don't know who storyboarded this episode, because, like...
Yeah, I mean, like, it is...
They were in big head mode the whole time.
Just, like, someone freaking put Donkey Kong mode in on the freaking GoldenEye. Which is funny, because in your little drawing,
what a big
Connie's
head you
is
have.
larger than Garnet's. I mean, I guess it was just, like, a minor error, which happens.
I mean, yeah.
Can't hate.
It's not even a...
If you do hate, then you're wrong.
It doesn't even look bad. It was just a bit... It was a bit different from the normal.
come to think of it, I think I missed like the begin. How much of this episode did I end up missing? Oh, I missed the quarter second of Peridot.
She literally had no lines, I don't think.
Yeah, her voice actress got off scotch-free. Wait for it. I'm sending it.
What if
Boom.
I am part of the
Boom.
unpopular opinion that Peridot is being overused?
Are you? Yeah, you're right. The quarter second she was in this was way too long. She should have had a single frame of animation. Single frame of Peridot.
Like the Bigfoot and the Gravity Falls opening. Okay, Peridot. Okay, what are we?
Even more subtle than that. Like as the little tile card comes up, like we are the crystal gems. She like zooms by behind them.
Peridot.
we are the crystal.
We are the crystal gem
Cluster.
Just that's her line. She's like cluster.
We haven't covered that Greg freaking pulls out an Estelle album.
Oh yeah, that was an amazing Easter egg that deserves all of the high fives from the Crooniverse. that was pretty rad.
I'm thinking about Steven's aging. Tell me if you agree with me on this. It seems
that's gonna
like
be interesting.
he ages normally, but slower.
I mean, apparently he reached the quote-unquote adolescence at the age of 8, I believe, according to the
True.
book, the Big Book of Secrets.
True.
Yeah, 1, he's a bab. 2, he's a toddler. At 3, he's still a toddler. At 8, he's adolescent. And at 8, he stopped growing.
Huh.
Which means that the fandom's reaction to, like, holy crap, he's 14 makes sense because he's been 8 his entire life.
Yeah, yeah.
What I think is, I think it's sort of, dude.
What?
Okay, bear with me.
All
I
right.
think it reflects, and I'm sure this is, like, 100% confirmed as of, like, so many birthdays, but bear with me. I think it, like, reflects his mental maturity,
Yeah.
sort of. And at first it's like, well, no crap, with too many birthdays, as he felt old, he got old, and as he felt young, he got young. But let's take this a step further. When Pearl was being immature and being all like, no, you can't have my real girlfriend, she started to look like a teenager.
Huh. Huh.
And maybe the reason that he couldn't stretch himself out that much, he had to, like, forcibly do it because he couldn't act like some teenager. He couldn't act like he's 14. That's why it was a stretch out.
You know, I
Wait.
am...
Wait.
I'm not entirely against that, because also think about Amethyst. You know, when she
Yeah, she's a little
was
babby.
recently poofed into the world, she was very small and very childlike, but we know that they don't actually age.
Yeah.
So it's like she's new to existing, so her physical state is it accommodates that.
Yeah, and one more layer to that is that at the end of this, he learned, like, a really nifty little lesson about maturity, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he matured from that, right?
Yeah.
And he got a hair on his head, right?
Uh-huh.
And...
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So every episode where Steven learns something, a little part of him gets older. Confirmed.
Dude, it's like he actually matures as he actually matures.
If that's the case, that's cool.
That's really cool. Like, notice, like, at the beginning of the thing, like, according to this, if they haven't shown any of his other birthdays, or if they're going by Showtime, which they seem to be, because it's like, hey, this is the year after Beachpalooza, that means when the show started, he was 12.
Mm-hmm.
But he still had the voice of, like, a little bitty kid.
Uh-huh.
So if he was a kid, and he had, you know, the little baby voice, that's because he was new to the whole adventure thing, but as this show's been progressing, he's been developing as a character, getting more mature, and his voice has been dropping even more.
That is also a true.
I mean, I'm probably looking too deep into this. But that's a whole
No, don't second guess. We figured it out.
we cracked the code.
Confirmed. Post it on the subreddit.
Subreddit, go.
Steven Universe subreddit.
r/Steven Universe.
r/Steven Universe. Boom. Karma out the window.
Out the window. Trying to think if there's, like, any other situation. Like, I'm trying to think if there's been any other, like, gem growth that we've seen aside from, like, Garnet's multiple forms. which I feel like y'all probably like grazed upon in the first one, but I don't remember it, even though I just saw it yesterday. Like how at first it looks all cotton candy-ish because they were new to the whole fusion thing, so that sort of maturity as a fusion is like, whoa, this is new, what the heck, my hair looks 70s. Okay, but, and then of course as they got more used to it, it became more one person. Yeah,
My hair looks 70. I've lived a full life.
70s, not 70. Disco age, not old age.
Ow.
Wait, how'd that hurt?
That,
Have I finally done it? Have I finally pained you from my...
Yeah, you say finally as if this was the first time.
Truth. So let's see, is there anything else to discuss?
Well, let's consult the Oracle.
What's up with Greg's shirt this episode?
What is it?
It's like a running dude instead of the usual tank top. It's like a weird like Iron Man looking thing. Which is weird because like usually he consistently has one like uniform, right?
I mean, he's changed.
Yeah, he does. I mean, again, right now we're just picking it apart piece by piece, but
Hold on, I'm asking the top to if there's more to discuss about the new Steven Universe episode.
well, you're asking the top.
Yeah.
Who's the top?
Uh,
Are you asking Rebecca Sugar?
no, she said, "I told you not to follow me."
Okay, so it was Rebecca Sugar.
There you go. Get that link.
Wait, hold on. I just got the Mensa Hey.
A conversation with Rebecca
Oh, you're asking
Sugar.
Cleverbot? Okay.
I just imagine that, like, you're talking to Rebecca. Hey, Rebecca, how are you today? Good, but I have a question. Oh, what is it? Is there more to discuss about the new Steven Universe? I told you not to follow me!
Well, I guess that closes out the episode, huh?
I think with that, thank you
Thanks
for
watching.
tuning in. Thank you for tuning into this very serious episode discussion of the
Incredibly
second
serious.
episode of Steven Bum 4. Hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully you will tune in for future episodes to come. And please,
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Drop a comment, drop a subscribe, drop a bass, drop a beat,
Drop your
a
cell
jam,
phone
drop
if
a-
you want to get replaced by your 6-month warranty.